I feel like Fox News has a hidden agenda with their coverage on Andrew Yang. Noticing that Fox News, of all the networks, is covering Andrew Yang more than the others, CNN, MSNBC. And at first, I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Like, he's trying to get support from very unlikely people, and he's a Democratic candidate. That's really cool. But I can't help, maybe this is just me being paranoid, but I can't help but feel like there's a hidden agenda in there. And that might be something like promoting someone like him to strip away the support of other Democratic candidates, to either weaken their support, to, to further um, push someone up who they will then, when they start becoming more popular, instantly start mischaracterizing their positions. Because let's face it, it's really easy to mischaracterize Andrew Yang's position because it is so layered and it addresses so many variables that it takes time to understand the nuances and complexities and dynamics, that it's just very easy from a political marketing message to just dismiss it and say, Andrew Yang's a socialist who wants to give people $1,000 every month. That's going to wreck our country's economy. You know, it's so easy to say that. And I feel like, should he start rising, that's going to be a very easy message to plant in people's head and take down. Now I know, so I am Team Yang Gang. I am Team Yang Gang. But, I can't help but feel like there's an agenda here on lifting him up because he might be perceived as an easy target. Now, what will be great is if Andrew Yang's message and the details of his message, particularly on the freedom dividend, on universal basic income, becomes so widespread that even the public knows the talking points. Well, how are you going to pay for it? Value-added tax. Well, isn't value-added tax going to mess things up? Nope, because blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And so then it becomes something that's more and more known. Um, so the more the public gets educated on his, I guess, his message, the public can answer that. Because I'm starting to see more and more YouTubers, little by little, going after him. And I'm not seeing what I used to see in the comment thread for like his Ben Shapiro interview or his Tucker Carlson interview, um, where I'm looking at the comments on YouTube and I'm like, wow, there are a lot of Republicans and Trump supporters who are really speaking highly of Andrew Yang. He's literally reaching across the aisle and drawing people from the other side to his candidacy. But then I kind of knew this was going to happen. More and more, right winger folks, maybe even some folks from the manosphere, are posting about him. Oh, those comments are not as friendly as what I just described in the Ben Shapiro interview and the Tucker Carlson interview. They're going after him. And just like I predicted, it's all like they're not showing really any data other than like, well, that won't work because it's gonna drive up inflation and blah blah blah. $1,000 not gonna mean $1,000 anymore. Blah, all that sort of stuff. They're gonna do everything they can to just basically mischaracterize and just in their eyes, debunk the central message that Andrew Yang has. Here's the thing. This is the problem with messaging in today's society, is that you don't have to be right. You don't have to be right at all. Remember, if you saw one of my videos where I was talking about how I really hated how the media was characterizing, like, we'll say Andrew Yang and also the words white nationalist, like putting all that in one sentence, like the fact that your brain starts making associations with Andrew Yang and white nationalists, even though the verb in there was disavows, white nationalists. Doesn't matter. You still see the word Andrew Yang and white nationalists. Same thing. Like, if people start coming up really heavy with that message of, no, the freedom dividend will not work. It's going to bankrupt our country, and businesses, when they realize they have to pay these taxes, they won't want to start businesses. They're going to start hammering this message hard, really hard. And yeah, it's going to be tough. It will be tough to fight against. So the more people really know kind of the nuances behind his position to be able to counter all that, the better it is for him. Because I can just see, like, when you start becoming more and more popular, you become more and more of a target. You become more and more of a lightning rod. And so I feel like, he will do well in debates, and he will be able to be very effective in his messaging. But I think in the world of the internet and social media, like, the public has to really sort of have his back, and not just like rah rah and go Andrew Yang, but more like, no, yes, you said this as an argumentative thing, but he says very plainly and shows the data by this. So that's his math. What's your math? That could be a meme. You've seen Andrew Yang's math. What's yours? What's your math? Show your math. Show me the math. Ooh, that's a good one. Show me the math. Andrew Yang will show you his. So yeah, that's why when I see like Fox News really promoting Andrew Yang, nice, but I have a feeling there's another thing going on there. You're trying to get him set up so that he'll be easier to take down, when it comes to running him against the Republican frontrunner, which, we know who that is. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But either way, secure the bag.